the military industrial complex has technology to combat what these entities are doing. However, I don't know if they're fully aware of the capabilities of these entities either. I think they understand it way more than we do, but I do think there's a lot of variables that they don't. And I think that's why that they allow the abductions to happen and then they re-abduct people because they're trying to get to the bottom of what's actually going on. And yeah, I think they're working hand in hand with some of these entities for sure. You hear plenty of abduction scenarios where people go to underground bases, these dumps, and there are people working right alongside Greys or reptilians or whatever else, sometimes cloning facilities. Generally, what I hear, though, these are gestation places where they're trying to create hybrids, and these people in the government are working alongside these Greys and some of these other entities to make that happen. And I think that back to the indigo children and something you just said, it made me think of this. I wonder if, because the indigo children were said to have appeared around the 1940s, and I wonder if the idea of the indigo children was put in the zeitgeist to get people who were already wrapped up in the new age, who were already thinking, oh, my child's special, and they see their child doing something that's abnormal, and then they start talking about it. And then it gets out, and then the government knows better how to zone in on these kids. So I wonder if that was part of the game, is to put a label on it early. Then you've got these people who are involved in New Age, sometimes not even involved in New Age. They just hear about indigo children and well, my child's like that. They're doing strange stuff. So it gets out. They may go and talk to someone. That someone may be connected to someone with the government. Before you know it, that's how a lot of that could have started too, at least spotting out the children early on in, the 1960s, 1970s, when they were actually starting to come after a lot of these children. So I think that they have games, especially back then where we didn't have internet like we do now, where people are constantly talking online, or they can find some sort of paper trail online to be able to zone in on these kids like they can now. A kid will just be on TikTok talking about they're doing weird stuff, and the government's like, well, let's go over here. We can track this kid down. Whereas back then they couldn't.